What's up, guys? Rick here with my top 5 sleepers for this week's Arnold Palmer Invitational. These are guys a little bit further down the betting board or a little bit cheaper on your favorite fantasy site that I think could provide some good value for this week. Plenty of content coming or already out this week, depending on when you are watching this. There is now a new strategy Saturday series, which is some more evergreen topics coming out every Saturday. So go and check that one out. The latest one is Strokes Gained Explained. And then, of course, join me Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Rick Run Good YouTube channel for the Arnold Palmer Invitational live chat. Let's jump into this week's sleepers. Let's just get Marc Leishman out of the way. He's 55-1. He is $8,200 on DraftKings. I believe he's going to be pretty popular this week, but I think it's for good reason. I mean, let's be clear here. After the restart, Marc Leishman was statistically one of the worst players on the PGA Tour, but turning the page into 2021, he has gotten a lot better. He's now earned 3 top 25 finishes in his last 5 starts, and the way that he's doing it is also impressive. He's hitting his approaches pretty well, which is obviously something that I'm always interested in. If you go and look at the last 50 rounds for every single golfer in this field, Marc Leishman is 9th in terms of strokes gained approach. He's still losing strokes off the tee, which is definitely a concern for me this week, but obviously a lot of good vibes at Bay Hill. He won here in 2017. He finished runner-up last year. I mean, this has just been a really good convergence of course history and recent form. I think he's popular. I think it's somewhat warranted, and I think this is still a pretty good price. Cam Davis is here at 80-1 to win the golf tournament, and he is someone whose game is maturing so rapidly. He did not play last week. He didn't qualify for the WGC, and he did not play in Puerto Rico, so he should be well rested when he gets to Bay Hill. And if you look at strokes gained ball striking, if you are new to that stat category, it is off the tee and it is approach. You combine them together. It is not an official PGA Tour stat, but it is one that us here in the fantasy circles look for on a regular basis. And in that strokes gained ball striking category, Davis has been brilliant. He's gained on the field in 12 of his last 14 events. That is the exact skill set that you're going to find required for success at Bay Hill, and Davis certainly has it. He now has 3 top 15 finishes this season. Again, that game continues to mature, continues to impress, continues to show us that raw talent. I think he's a really good option deeper down the board. We've got a Corey Connors sighting at 90-1 and $7,300 on DraftKings, and he's coming off a miscut at the Genesis Riviera. We're willing to kind of cut him some slack on that, considering he had piled up 6 top 25 finishes in his last 7 starts before that. And go back to the stat that I talked about with Marc Leishman, which is last 50 strokes gained approach. Corey Connors is even better than Leishman was. He's 8th on that list, and a couple of the guys ahead of him have such a small sample size. So Corey Connors, if there was ever a time to play him, because remember, what the course key model said about Bay Hill is that there are 2 stats that stand alone at the top as the most important for success. It is strokes gained off the tee, and it is strokes gained approach. So if there was ever a place to run out Corey Connors, because that is his exact skill set, it's here at Bay Hill. For Matthew NeSmith at 110-1 and $6,900, it is all about his approach game. Basically, any way you slice up recent results, he's one of the best players on the PGA Tour in that category. In fact, he ranks 9th on tour this season in strokes gained approach, and he has hit more greens in regulation than anyone. And it's not just great iron play. That's not the only thing. It's actually turned into pretty good results. He's coming in with 3 consecutive top 20 finishes, including a T7 at the Waste Management. I'm a little bit, again, concerned that he doesn't have the off the tee prowess. He's not bad. He's okay, but that iron game is too good to pass up at Bay Hill. He's converting it into results, and I think he can do it again, potentially a top 20, top 15 option for Matthew NeSmith this week. Brendan Steele is next, and I actually find him to be one of the most interesting golfers of the week. He's 150 to 1. He's $6,900 on DraftKings, and I'm a little bit confused by that. I'm not sure what to make of Brendan Steele, who is a seasoned veteran. He rarely is going to give a tournament away, and I guess you could argue the downside to Steele is that he has lost strokes on approach in each of his last 2 starts. That's bad, but I would argue that he was still able to find a way to make the cut in both of those events. That's not something that you normally see. You lose strokes on approach. That usually has you packing your bags on a Friday afternoon, but not for Brendan Steele. And the fact that he even lost strokes on approach was pretty uncharacteristic. He's a pretty good ball striker, and now making the cut in those 2 events where he had subpar iron play has extended his streak to 5 cuts in a row, and he has only lost strokes on approach in 4 of his last 16 measured starts. So I'm kind of expecting him to get back to his strong suit, get back to being a good ball striker, give us some performances like we saw at the Sony Open earlier in the year where he can contend and he can finish on the first page of the leaderboard. Because if he does that at this price, $6,900, or you can get him in a top 5 or a top 10, it's going to pay off in a big way. I'm buying Brendan Steele being a seasoned grinder, seasoned vet, and getting back to his form. There you have it. Those are my top 5 sleepers for this week's Arnold Palmer Invitational. Tell me who I'm right about. Tell me who I'm wrong about. You can tweet me at RickRunGood. You can leave a comment below. Best of luck this week, and I'll talk to you guys soon.